Hello.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be here. It is Bella.
And Laura.
Today, we are talking about a few things, but mainly, what to buy local, what to buy organic. Does organic even matter? And if it does, what do you buy organic? And also, it can be really expensive. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that as well and how to just stay budget friendly while still getting the best food possible.
Yes, we are. And the cool thing about this is a question that you guys sent us. So we love it when you send us your questions and we can talk about them. So keep them coming, please, please, please.
We do.
So now, Bella, I know this one comes up a lot. Like we talk about it some, but like what is the organic vegetables to buy? And then also like, I know I'm curious too. Like I sometimes buy local over organic. Is that better? I don't know.
Yeah, so I think one of the key things that everyone should be aware of when it comes to organic, but really just produce in general, is something called the Dirty Dozen list. Now, this is a list that is released every single year and it does change every year. 2022, I don't believe has been released yet, but we can go off 2021 for now, but just make sure you check it every year because it does change and update, which is really interesting. But essentially what this is a list of the 12 most commonly heavily sprayed crops and produce. So that's going to kind of be the 12 things that you do want to try and prioritize buying organic wherever possible. And then on the other hand, you have the clean 15, and this is, the 15 items which really aren't so affected by pesticide residue and things like that, which you can definitely get away with, not buying organic. So I did write them down so I can just run through them, but you can also look them up. But we have got for the Dirty Dozen this, last year, 2021, still relevant now. So these are things you want to buy organic: strawberries, spinach, kind of kale, collard greens, mustard greens, all those kind of dark leafy greens, nectarines, apples, grapes, cherries, peaches, pears, peppers, so like bell peppers and hot peppers, things like that, celery and tomatoes. So any of those things, if you are buying them, please try and buy organic. That's kind of like in your budget. You want to spend a little bit more on those things and not worry quite so much about the clean 15, which is avocados, sweet corn, pineapples, onions, papayas, frozen sweet peas, very specific, eggplants, asparagus, broccoli, cabbage, kiwi, cauliflower, mushrooms, and then honeydew melon and cantaloupe melon. So those things are things, if you are buying them, don't stress too much about buying organic. So I do think in general, just kind of following that as much as possible is really helpful for being budget friendly, because of course organic is a little bit more expensive. And then Laura, I know you mentioned about buying local versus buying organic. And I was thinking about this, and I think there are pros and cons to both. So again, as we always say here, it's about finding what works best for you, what works best for your budget, also what you have available to you local. I know for some people, they may not know a local farmer, or it's very difficult to get to the farmer's market, and you might not know, maybe there's not even an option to buy crops locally. Maybe you live in London like I used to, and it's a little bit more difficult. But I will say, it really depends what you prioritize. So of course, for organic, the pro is there are no pesticides on the food. The con is with this is if you are buying organic from your store, it's probably, more often than not, the produce has traveled quite a bit. So if you are someone who's environmentally conscious, then it may not actually be better for the environment because it's traveled a really long distance, if that makes sense. This also means that your produce probably isn't quite as fresh. So if that's something that's really important to you, then, bear that in mind. With local food, the pro is, of course, super fresh, no long travel time, right on your doorstep. I love buying local because I love supporting my local farmers. And another thing which I know Laura loves is you can buy seasonal produce. So, you go to your farmer's market, whatever they have there, it's in season, it tastes really good. I think it's often way more flavorful. Do you agree, Laura?
And what I was going to say, one thing too about my local farmers is that like you can talk to them and some of them might not be organic, but it's just because of like they don't have certain designation things, and it's not because they're like spraying everything with 50 million pesticides, and you can actually ask them questions and get like real life answers, which is cool.
I love that point. I was going to say, with local, the potential con is that it could be sprayed. But just as Laura said, don't be afraid to go and chat to your local farmer about their farming methods. Buying and getting certified as like an organic company is very, very, very expensive. And for a lot of local farmers, they would prefer not to go that route, or they couldn't afford to go that route, but they still practice like really amazing, organic style farming methods, some even better than organic, I think. But again, it's local, it's not traveled, it's not exposed to all the things that go on around the world.
And when it's seasonal, it's cheaper too. I will throw that one in there for people worrying about their budgets and going to the grocery store. I know like my grocery store has been really weird to like go into, and like all like, for example, like chicken has all been gone, but who still has all the chicken is my like local farmers. They have no issues. So
yeah. No, that's so true. And I will say one thing, I absolutely adore my local farmers, and I do move a lot for my husband's work, but everywhere we go, I always try and just build a relationship, because I find, just as Laura mentioned, it can very much so be cheaper, especially when you do build that relationship. My farmer is amazing, and he usually honestly throws in like a few free chicken breasts or sausages or a bit of produce, whatever it is, just because, I support him regularly. We have that relationship. And just in general, he always gives me really great deals. Which obviously you can't really do at the store. You can't bargain at the store. So I love supporting farmers. And I will say, like, if I had to decide personally between organic or local, I would choose local. My local farmer is amazing. He essentially practices organic farming anyway. But I think it's so important to support our local farmers, and it tastes so much better than the store stuff.
It really, like if you have like in season strawberries, y'all, oh, they're so much better. Like you never want.
Especially tomatoes are the most shocking.
Tomatoes, yeah, for sure. That's something I've grown, sometimes successfully, sometimes not, but they're always so much better.
I love it.
And I think too, just I guess the only thing we can talk about too maybe is so the people were concerned about the grocery stores, I think, and having selection options issues, etc. So maybe we can talk about things like if they don't want so like I know onions are on the clean 15, are like shallots then too, and maybe we could talk a little bit about like substitutes or things they could look out for. That seems to be a stressor that people are experiencing right now. But to wrap up,
sure, totally agree. Just like Laura mentioned, onion shallots, there are lots of things that are in the same family. In regards to like being sprayed or not, I honestly think don't stress too much. If you are concerned about budget, if your grocery store's really looking sparse, then just try and focus on that dirty dozen. And then other than that, do whatever you can. At the end of the day, if you are desperate to make a recipe with, zucchini or whatever, and it's on your dirty dozen, you cannot find an organic zucchini, just rinse it off and cook with it. Life goes on. Just try your best, and that's really truly what it's about, is trying your best. I will say, going to the grocery store, if you're someone that is on a budget and your grocery store's looking a little empty, some things that I like to do is, as I go for my weekly grocery shop, buy whatever I can. So like maybe I'm looking for some organic meat of some kind, I'll look for something in the sale or on a discount, and then I'll choose what recipe I'm going to make based on that. So going into the grocery store sometimes, just looking for those budget friendly options and then kind of putting dishes together from there is another really great idea. And you can always reach out, and I would be happy to make up some sort of recipe for you so that you can use those ingredients.
Well, and I was going to say, you can search on our blog if you are just a member of the public. If you are a member of one of our programs like Metabolic Mastery Club, you can search there for the ingredients you want. And a lot of the recipes that Bella does, she does offer swaps. So like you could use turkey, but like you could also use, like ground pork or ground beef, or you could have a vegetarian option, and she'll give different suggestions. So it is very helpful if you are going into the store and you are a little like, and also, yes, like she said, like in our Facebook group, if you post, hey, I only could find turkey cutlets, what can I make with turkey cutlets? Well, guess what? You could probably make a lot of similar things to like pork or certain chicken ones. But if you ask, Bella will be happy to help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, I think bottom line, do your best, but you know what, you've got to work with what you got. And if you're on a budget, or if you've got a small grocery store, no farmer, yes farmer, just try your best, and we're always here to help.
And that's all we can do. That's what we always say, just do your best, and that's all we can hope for, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you all. Please keep sending us. We love it when you send us questions. You can send it to us via some of you sometimes Instagram DM them. That's how this one came. I believe you can send it to us in a Facebook group. You can send it to us in on your comment on YouTube, really whatever, Facebook page, whatever makes you happy and gets your question across, and we will do our best to answer it in a future video.
Yes. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in.
All right, bye.